Hello, I'm Kawena, the director of the Intuitive Path Academy, and today we are going to talk about a tool around that we use for destroying. We call it blowing roses. And last week we talked about mock-ups, or I don't know when you're getting this video, so last video we talked about mock-ups. This in this class we're talking about blowing roses. And so basically what this does is it helps demagnetize energy. So whenever you're going to try to create something, creating and destroying go hand in hand together. And basically, if you think about it, say for example you wanted to build a house. Well, in order to build a house, you've got to build a big hole. You've got to kind of fell some trees and some bushes and move a bunch of stones and create an area in which to build a house. Or maybe there was an old house. You got to get rid of the old house, build a new house. So a part of creating is also destroying. It's letting stuff go. And how we do that with energetic tools is we de-energize energy and we call it back from wherever we left it. So I'll give you an example. So say somebody wanted to work maybe they loved all animals except dogs. Maybe they wanted to work in a pet store and they felt like, oh, I really got to get over. You know what? I'm going to use a better example. Say they fell in love with somebody who owned a dog. That would be motivation, right? They really, really wanted to be with this person, but they had a dog and they really had this horrible phobia about dogs because when they were a kid, maybe some guy let his dog off the leash and the dog ran at this person and bit them and they had a phobia or a fear about dogs their whole life. So an example, if you use this tool for a situation like that, what would happen is you would de-energize, demagnetize, take the little spice, the little spunk, the little fear, that emotional charge off of the energy and pictures. And the energy and pictures in a situation like that might be all over the place. You might have some energy and pictures in your body, in your aura. Maybe the place you got bit by the dog, maybe there would be some energy and pictures in there. Maybe there would be some energy and pictures in their auric field. Maybe, most likely in that sort of situation, a person would have left some of their energetic field, some of their aura, some of their energetic space. Maybe they would have been left it back in that event. We spread our energy all over the place. It's everywhere. So a big part of also creating is your constant, and a big part of the program is releasing and calling your energy back in and having it be cleaner and fresher and brighter and more neutral. So you're constant, it's like cleaning the oil in your car. You're constantly letting stuff go and bringing it back in a kind of more pure, energetic, high vibrational form. So back to the dog. So say this person left some of their energy back in that event. Maybe it's back in the past. Maybe that person left some energy. Maybe they got really mad at the person who owned the dog. They left that energy. They threw some energy at that person, and maybe that energy is still on that person because that person doesn't know how to let go of energy either, right? So when you would utilize this tool for that event, you would release that energy that's in your space and in your aura. You'd pull that energy out of the past. You'd pull that energy out of that person. And you do that with enough stuff. And in this situation, I've seen people get over phobias. They might have to blow it up a couple times, but you know what? It works. And all of a sudden, that pastime fear of that anxiety that's sort of hanging out in their space, it dissipates. And as that dissipates, they're able to create more, have more of what they want, which in this case, they would be able to be around that person who they love, and they wouldn't be so freaked out about their dog. So I have seen this happen. And this is a tool you can use anywhere, anytime, any place. It is one of those tools that it's kind of hilarious because students, a lot of times they're going to be like, it's all about the creating, it's all about the manifesting, and that is super fun. But this tool ends up being so much fun and so exciting, and people start feeling so much better when they can start releasing all of this stuff. Oh, I have an annoyance, I'm going to let it go. Oh, I'm pissed off at this person, I'm going to let it go. I don't like the way they're treating me, I'm going to let it go. And it's not that you forget, it's not that you become delusional, you just don't have that energetic buildup in your space, you're able to kind of let stuff go, get more in present time, call more of your field back so you have even more and more energy for yourself, for creating, for manifesting, and they're able to just feel a lot better. So this is one of the reasons. So as I'm shooting this, we're in the middle of COVID, and this is why so many of my students, I mean, there's a number of tools, but this is definitely one of them that allows them to manage what's going on. So what's happening right now is a lot of people, they got upset, and they're kind of, a lot of people are in past time. They're sort of in that moment they first got scared, or they're kind of spread out all over the place, and they get into overwhelm, and they have a hard time handling stuff. So with this sort of tool, it allows you to just keep releasing all of that, whatever's going on, you're able to release the energetic charge off of it so you can handle what's going on, with a lot more ease, a lot more grace, a lot more amusement. And it also allows you to have more awareness. You're going to have a lot more awareness. Why? Because you're not going into fight or flight as much. You're not going there. You're able to kind of keep your head. And that's what we want right now. We want to be able to keep our heads. We want to be able to kind of stay in present time, stay focused, stay smart, process stuff when it comes up. If you're so lit up, or you have so much energy spread out, or it's in all of these past fears or future fears, if it's spread out all over the place, or in your body, and you can't manage stuff, then it's really hard to create, and it's really hard to deal or see or understand or process or recognize what's happening around you. But when you're able to release a little bit at a time, constantly throughout your day, then all of a sudden you have a lot more awareness. All of a sudden your intuition kicks in, and you're able to see and process and understand a whole lot of information that you wouldn't be able to process otherwise, because your field would be dispersed, and because the energy and pictures in your space would act like zingers. So that energy and pictures, it's why we will go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds flat. Say you're in a car with somebody and they're driving erratically. If you have enough energy and pictures lit up from bad driving experiences, you can go from here to here really fast. If you release those energy and pictures, you still might be annoyed with their driving, but you're not going to take it to the point that you might if you hadn't released sort of what had already happened to you in the past or in the future. Now, people apply this tool to how they want. Some people have a lot of stuff, so they apply it to a lot of stuff. Some people don't have as much stuff, but they might not like the person working in the cubicle next to them at the office. So they might use this tool to release their annoyance about that person. You can use this tool for a whole wide variety of stuff, but it definitely leads to being able to manage a whole bunch of different situations with a lot more grace and dignity and humor. So this is probably, it's always like a fight in my head about which is my more favorite tool, the mock-ups or this one. It really depends. It depends on the situation. But Blowing Roses is definitely a great tool. So if you're interested in learning any of these tools, feel free to check out my classes. I have some starting in January. And just check out intuitivepathacademy.com or KawenaCharlot.com. And I had a good time talking with you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.